So what we're doing today is we're back in the camper, back in this back spot by the bathroom. Wade had to cut down this window right here, or this window, this spot, because it was overlapping just a little bit, like a good like 1/4 of an inch.
Yeah.
So he grinded that down just a minute ago. And now he is basically riveting
Stuff into place.
Yeah, so it's all coming together. We don't have much daylight today, and it's really extremely hot, but it's been raining all week, so we haven't been able to work on the camper. So he's going to be doing this while I am going to work on the outside of the camper, because we really need to reseal the outside. So we're going to kind of split up today. But basically I'm just prepping and he is just getting stuff riveted and like set in stone. So super exciting. I know you're excited, babe, in this heat box. So even though we have split up and started on different tasks today, I'm right outside that window, so it's kind of like we're working together. It's extremely hot, and like I said, we don't have much time, but basically what I'm doing, the sun's shining bright where I was working, so I had to just kind of move into the camper. But what I'm doing is trying to scrape off all of the patches of sealant around the windows and such that basically just needs to be ripped off and resealed. So we have a lot of that, but I'm going to try to work in sections, because one, when you open a tube of sealant, you have to use it all or you're wasting it, and it's not cheap. And two, obviously you don't want to scrape off all of it and then let it rain and then get inside the camper, so we're just having to do it in sections. So I'm going to try to do this window, I'm going to try to do this window, and maybe a smaller window over here. I'm not really sure how much of the sealant it's going to take, but I'm going to scrape off all of that today and just go from there. So the sun is kind of extreme, so I'm going to show you here on one of the windows I'm going to work on. But you see this, it's really nasty, really old. It's definitely missing in spots. This is actually a really good sealed up window, but you see the spots where, you know, it's missing. So we just really need to get all of this nasty, gunky stuff off. But like down here, there's really nothing going on. But yeah, this is a really good sealed window compared to the one that I'm currently working on. It's just tiny little patches, and then it's nothing. So I've sprayed some like household cleaner just to wet and like soften this, and it seems like it's working really good. And I'll just spray it, let it sit for a couple minutes. Instead of just using my fingers, I'm using just like a little metal tool, just to try to scrape that out of there so I can have it nice and clean. I don't think it's gonna rain tonight, so we're good with that. And then tomorrow I'll come back and put that sealant on there and see how that goes. So as you can see, this window right here, it didn't have much going on there anyways, but you can see kind of in the spots where I've had to scrape. I'm gonna clean it up just a little bit more, but like there is some gray stuff here that looks like the same stuff that was on the roof when we pulled that off, and that is just, I'm gonna clean it up, but I don't really know how to get that out because it's like cement. So, but you can see there's just tiny little holes. You may not can see that. Just little tiny holes where it's not filled in. So I'm just gonna get as much off as possible and then reseal it all. And there's Wade.
Hey.
See it?
It's hot.
Yes, it's like 10 to 15 degrees hotter in the camper, if you could believe that. And it's July here in Mississippi, so. Also, Remy, we try to bring him inside. He just can't. You're just so happy to be out here, aren't you? Are you happy? Yeah? He's such a good boy. You're the best supervisor. So I ended up getting a metal scraper. This works way better than the metal tool that I had, and a razor blade. For some reason, I don't know why I didn't think about it. The only thing is, if you are really worried about scratches, you're going to have to be super gentle, or you may need to use a plastic one. We're going to paint our camper, so I'm still being really gentle, but there's a little scratch here or there. It's not really that big of a deal. And then I've got some, basically this is just like a all-purpose vinegar spray that I just wet on the edges. And then once I'm done scraping, I will spray it around and use a Scrub Daddy to get some excess off. It's working really good for me. I've got one window done, and then I'm on to my second out of 3 windows.
As we were wrapping up with the camper for the day, Wade decided at the last minute that he wanted to remove this window to try to see what it looked like if we mounted it from the inside. It was replaced before we purchased the camper on the outside instead of the inside, and it really wasn't ideal. So now that's something we'll be adding to the renovations, but looking at it, we do think it'll be well worth it in the end.
Well, it's been quite a while since we've last worked on the camper, so I do have the day free. It's not raining, thankfully. So what I'm going to do is continue on this window. I've got to cut a little bit more off on the bottom here to get it better flush with the framing of it. And then I'm going to go in there and secure it in with some screws all around, and then fill in the gaps with this spray foam here. Because there is some gaps here, a big gap here. But once I get this secured in place and I get the gaps filled, I am going to have a piece of metal fabricated to go around it and case it in so it kind of look like the other windows, and then I'll just rivet that in. But this is going to look, it already looks a ton better than the makeshift window that it was. So I'm super excited. I wish I'd have thought of this earlier, but I didn't. So let's get to work. All right, so I went ahead and trimmed the pieces off, and as you can tell, it is much better and it fits nicer. But I went ahead and put the clecos back in around the window so that it would hold its shape as I put this in there, the frame for the window, because I didn't want to mess that up and then have to drill some more holes and then not be able to secure the wall on the inside to this frame. So we're all good there. So now it's time to fill these gaps. Well, actually first, before I fill the gaps, I forgot, I've got to screw this into place. So I get my drill and I've got some screws and I'm gonna get that in place, and then I will use the spray foam. Now that I've got all the screws in here and it is not going anywhere, I thought I may have had that unlocked. I'm going to use my spray foam and start from the outside. I'm just going to fill in these gaps here, and then I'm going to go on the inside and spray in those same gaps. I just want to make sure that we get it nice and tight before we finish it up with the little wrap around it. But oh, I'm so happy. Let's get to using this now. Shake this up nice and good. I'm not particularly a fan of using this stuff. I tend to make a mess out of it, but this is what I've got, and this is what we're going to use. And it works well. I make a big mess out of it. There we go. Oh, now we're working good. Get in there. All right. Now I think I'm fixing to go inside and do it from the inside. So now that I've got the gaps around the window filled in with this spray foam, and there are a few other spots I'm going to use this spray foam. I've just been waiting to be able to open this up and use it all at once. So I'm going to go ahead and fill those in with this and get it ready for some silicone around the other gaps. So Here we go. And it is hot. It is another hot day. It's like supposed to be, I don't know what the temperature is now, but I know it's supposed to be at some point in the day in the low 90s. Humidity through the roof, so it's probably gonna feel like 100 degrees. So I'm gonna knock this out real quick before lunch. Okay, so I think I've got everything filled in that I needed to fill in with this starting up drip. The can's almost gone. I'm gonna let this dry for a while, and then I'll come back out here sometime after lunch, and then I'll cut the excess off and put the clecos back in, and then probably finish drilling my holes for the rivets, and then get this one mapped out, lines drawn, and figure out where to drill my holes on that one too, so I can pull the plastic off, get these riveted in. But first, break time. Okay guys, I came out here to finish putting these clecos on this wall here and try to finish that up, but I didn't want to bring out my camera because I didn't expect me to be out here that long. But just by doing these, kind of got me motivated to start doing this side. So I went ahead and put a row of clecos on this kind of side panel here, and then I went ahead and put this one. This is where a lot of the electrical is running behind here, so I had to spray the adhesive and put some more insulation back there because I had asked Samantha to skip over like 2 sections when we were insulating the camper. So I got that done, and then I took and had to cut me a hole here so that I can run the wires through and hook them up to my box, which I've got here. So I had intended on using my spade bit to cut that hole for the electrical wiring to come through, but I couldn't find it, which was actually a blessing because I ended up using my hole saw instead, and that worked out a lot better. But I do need to get some rubber to put there so that the electrical wiring doesn't rub up against that and cut itself in half. But I will tell you, it is one of the hottest days I've been out here so far. And that's one of the main reasons why I didn't go in and get the camera. And then plus I was just in the groove and wanted to get this done. So I'm going to stop for today, and then tomorrow come out here with Samantha while she finishes up some of the window stuff, and I'm going to finish that section right there. It looks like a hot mess, but I just got to clean a few things up. So that is it for today.
At this point, we are all over the place, and I have no idea what we have been filming this week. I know I haven't filmed much, but I'm not really sure about Wade. He's just been doing things little by little. We have been trying to combat the heat and thunderstorms. Basically, if it's not a heat advisory out, there's thunderstorms happening, or the same day, we're dealing with both. So we're trying to, basically what we're trying to do is obviously get the metal walls in. And I've been also trying to seal outside of the camper in the window areas and just all the crevices that need to be resealed. So those are the kind of things that we've been tackling this week, but I'm not really sure how much we've filmed. But today, it's actually really pretty this morning. We've got out here really early, and we're going to try to get as much as possible, at least some of this wall over here, put up.
So I've got to cut the spot for the wheel well on that side of the camper, and then holes for the electrical for the refrigerator, holes for the plumbing for the sink faucet, and then holes for some electrical outlets on the other side. So was that 3 or 4 holes, and then the wheel well. So now I'm fixing to measure that out and get started on that. Okay. Let's go try it out.
Let's go try it out.
go measure windows.
Basically, the process is
measure, cut, measure, cut, measure, cut. Getting close though.
Yeah, just one piece. That's all we're working on right now. One piece. I hit my head. I hit my head.
Hold up a second here. So, that's how to straighten. Ooh, we boys hot.
Just learning as we go here, but
Yes.
this right here, Wade put some black tape to where we know where the line is.
Yes. So that we do not make a mistake and cut through another piece of plumbing like we did before. In my mind, this works. So I put the blue painter's tape. That is where my electrical is and my plumbing. So I know I do not want to cut anything near around that. And then the black electrical tape is where these ribs are, so that I can drill in there and put clecos and eventually whatever they're called. Rivets. Yeah.
Riveted in.
So I did it on both sides. So I'll be able to take a line and just draw a straight line.
Yeah.
And in my mind, it works.
Yeah, that's all that matters. You're the only one doing it.
That's right.
So, I thought that was pretty nifty.
Yeah, I don't know why I didn't think it's... See, I think of things as I continue to work.
Yeah. By the time we're done, we would be set to do another camper.
No, we won't.
Well, we would
know a lot
we would be
more.
mentally set, like we would be prepared.
Yeah. Physically.
Or, I mean, honestly,
Well,
mentally, I still wouldn't be.
We'd be
there
capable of
either.
doing it.
We would be capable. That is the word.
But physically and mentally, no, couldn't happen.
Not this bad of a job.
No.
This basically, we are rebuilding. Like, we are building a camper.
Mm-hmm.
Next time, if we ever do anything like this, I just want to do cosmetic.
Yeah, same here. A little bit of paint, replace something, and then be done.
Oh, goodness.
Cool.
Yeah, and we haven't even gotten to the end caps yet. That's going to be a whole different ball game.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Tired already?
Yeah. Let me turn this down. Just jam into some test track. Actually, I think that was just the Epcot entrance. So far, putting this tape here and then taking my level and then putting it up here and making a line. I wish I had like a chalk line. That'd be a lot easier, but I don't, and I'm not buying one. But this works just as good.
Yeah.
And then plus it's got inches on it, so I can measure it out as I do that.
Cool.
Working pretty good so far. Getting kind of low on clecos.
Mm-hmm.
And I hope to have enough to just finish this wall. This basically is done. So once I get this up, I can pull those out.
Yeah, well, we'll have to do this side right here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I have to put that up there.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But I can do the center.
Mm-hmm.
And work my way out.
Yeah.
Yep, now I can start putting the electrical where it's gonna go. Welcome back, everybody. It's another day of working on the camper, and it's a hot one. Unlike yesterday when it felt really good, it wasn't very humid. Today is quite the opposite. I think it's supposed to be like in the mid 90s, and who knows what the humidity is. It's just unreal. But we did make some progress today so far. I'm still working on some stuff, but I just wanted to kind of stop because it is 2 o'clock. Well, it's like a couple minutes till 2, and I'm hot. So I got me a Dr. Pepper because they say have a Dr. Pepper at 10, 2, and 4. So I wasn't going to argue with them, not today at least. So earlier this morning I got out here and measured one of the other sheets and went ahead and cut the spots for the windows. And then when Samantha got here, she helped me put it up. Well, when she got here from her lunch break, she helped me hoist it up, and then we got it clecoed into place. And then we're running out of clecos, so what I've been doing is the sections that I know that's completed, I'm taking them out. I'm going to go ahead and removing the plastic off of the sheets of metal, and then putting the rivets in, and washing my hands and being done with it, and moving on to the next thing, and using those clecos in other areas we need. So once she left from work, I didn't expect to come back out here because it was so hot, but I just really wanted to try to finish some things. So let me show you what we have gotten done today and then what I'm working on at the moment. Okay, so that's the piece there that Samantha helped me put up, and it's probably one of my better window coating jobs that I've ever done on this project. So just a little bit of trimming up right here. It's just a little overhang, but that's okay because it'll be very easy, and then those will be boxed in anyways when it's all said and done. So I started removing the plastic, you can see there on this one, and I haven't gotten it all riveted in, but I got a good majority because I needed some rivets. And then when I did that, I'm going to remove this here, I went ahead and put this piece in, and that worked out very well. And now I'm in the process of putting this piece in, and I had attempted to do this 12-foot section by myself. I just wanted to kind of see how hard it would be for me to do it by myself. Yeah, that was not going to happen. So this shorter piece here, I was like, maybe I can. And it was still a struggle, but I had a piece of PVC pipe in here that I've got wedged. Let me see if I can move over here so you can see it better. Yeah, so it's kind of holding up that end for me so I can kind of get it in place and get it stable. But I can't, basically I've just got to get it clecoed in, because you can see this door here is probably not even tall enough for a hobbit, because, let me walk outside. When I get done, I'm going to take my marker and mark out where I need to cut, and then I'll take this back down and I'll cut it so I can try to get as clean as a line as I can. On these doorway, the edge of the door here. I kind of forgot what I was about to say. So, about to take my break, drink my Dr. Pepper, and get back to this, and hopefully get this done quick. Oh! Now it is the moment of truth. Where's my pole? My helper. This is when I wish I had go-go gadget arms. Actually, I just need to get my tool belt and put these in my tool belt. It'll be a lot easier than what I'm doing. But what I'm doing is working, so whatever. I'm about to put a 1, 2, 4 more holes here, and then I'm going to take this back down and then slide it behind this, and then cleco it back in, and then cleco this side here, and then all the way up there, and then do the rest of the way up right here. So, and then I'll be done. I'll be done for today. It's been a day or two since I've last filmed, but I have been working on the camper. I just didn't want to take the opportunity to bring the camera out here and spend more time trying to vlog the process. I just really wanted to get at it and get it done, because at this point I'm really just sick and exhausted of working on this camper. I'm just ready for it to be done with, but we are making strides. We are getting closer to being done. So let me kind of update you and fill you in on what I have gotten done since the last time I brought the camera out here. Well, yesterday I spent quite a few hours outside, basically just peeling the plastic off of the aluminum. So I got that whole section there, and then I pulled all the plastic off of this side of the camper, and I went ahead and got everything riveted in, with the exception of the tops here, because we will put that other centerpiece in there. Now that I have this part in, I can start putting my electrical stuff and get it sorted, and because right now it's kind of a mess. I've got things just everywhere strode out. And then an update here, I had to go and buy me another drill. Not that anything was wrong with that one there. It was starting to get hard to change the bits out. It didn't want to operate, but these things are so inexpensive. Basically, you're just purchasing a battery almost. They're basically disposable drills, and luckily enough, this one's battery will also interchange with the batteries I've got there. So I've got 4 good working batteries and 2 chargers, and technically still 2 drills, but I'm going to use that one more. Okay, so I've got all the plastic off of I've got most of the plastic off the aluminum sheets. This one here behind me, it still has the plastic on both sides, so I'm going to rivet everything else in except for that, and then we'll start working on removing that plastic. But when I did pull the plastic off of one sheet, I think it's like the 3rd sheet that I had installed, I cut the hole with a spade bit for a piece of plumbing to come through, and it didn't cut it really clean, and it was real tight. I didn't like it, so I took that opportunity to take my hole saw, make it a little bit bigger, a little bit cleaner. Let me show it to you. It's that right there. So it is definitely better than it was. And then I can't think of the technical term for the piece, but I'll get a metal piece that will slide over the PEX plumbing and secure to the aluminum sheet there, the wall, so that hole is not exposed. But I'm fixing to go ahead and rivet the rest of all the bottom, and then depending on how hot it is, because it is already blazing hot and it's just 9 o'clock in the morning, so I'm already dripping sweat, but I know I'm going to get the rest of that bottom, and then hopefully I can start taking these clecos out. Well, I need to, actually before I do that, I need to drill the hole. So I'll probably finish this bottom here, and then I will drill the holes and get more clecos into this top, and probably call it a day. But I'm not going to bore you with video of me just riveting stuff in, so I'll update you when I'm done. Okay, so I've wrapped up the riveting. Oh, well, except for 4 spots that I just noticed I missed. So for the most part, the bottom section's done. Now, I put blue tape. You can probably see a couple of lines of blue tape behind me here. Now that's going to be where my line is for drilling holes, so I can put some clecos in there. So I've just got to measure them out every 4 inches apart, because that's what we're doing, is 4 inches. But I'll show you exactly what I'm talking about. You see that rib right there? It's going to go all the way down. So I'm fixing to start that, and then after I do that, I'll start taking the plastic off.
So we had every intention to finish the interior skins yesterday, not counting the end caps, but that's a different thing that we're doing. But we intended to finish all of the interior skins yesterday. But remember when we said that we did not think that we ordered enough aluminum for this project, and that we would wait until later to order more so we knew exactly how much and not to have to order it again because it's expensive to ship? Yeah, we realized it yesterday when we were trying to get the metal in our space prepped to do this project. So this piece is giant. It's like we'll have to use almost the whole length of the 12-foot by 4-foot sheet of metal. So we thought we had one more piece to finish that up, and then we were going to order more. We've waited all week to do this, actually, and we actually had time yesterday. And yeah, so it was a bummer. We ordered 2 more sheets of metal, so that'll be 8 in total. Should take us, we should have plenty to take us to the end. So yeah, we get it Wednesday. It's not like we're waiting too much longer, but I felt like it was time to end this vlog. I just finished editing everything except this, and I realized that it's a super long one. But yeah, it was a bummer, but we'll have it in a couple days, and we'll have another vlog out for you guys. We have a couple other projects. I haven't finished sealing the camper. This heat, it's absolutely insane. But thank you guys for following along. We will see you in the next one. Bye.